Welcome. This is Barry Jones from the Angel School, and we're here for our weekly angel reading for April 22nd through the 28th, 2019. So let's take a moment to relax and to clear our minds and to create a sacred space where you feel safe and where you are free of judgment. And so you're just taking the time to get yourself really comfortable and feeling the inner light of love flowing within you. And I'm just seeing that it's already, when I see teeth, that's my symbol for a lot of judgment. So as you're trying to breathe and center, don't allow yourself to focus on any of the thoughts or ideas that are going through your mind. Don't try to figure anything out right now. And in that way, you just surrender the judgments, you surrender the analysis about anything that's just going through your mind, and just be in a place of observing and being open to, I feel like it's about trust and trusting yourself, and you know that you can connect with your inner being. And so just take some deep breaths together. And just focus on the inhalation and the exhalation of your breath, and just take some long breaths. And just feel your whole energy just flow with the consciousness and the relaxation of your breath. And as you imagine that you're floating on a very calm river or lake or any body of water that comes to your mind, but so that you don't feel like you're just out there, maybe you want to see a lake where you see land surrounding you, familiar surroundings with trees, and you're just listening to the birds sing, and you're listening to the water as you just sit in this boat or whatever craft that you imagine that comes to your imagination, and just breathe and notice the light reflecting from the sun on the waves. And as you see this beautiful light reflecting on the waves, you notice the patterns of sacred geometry that you see on the surface of the water, and it's all illuminated by light. And just breathe in this light, this shimmering, sparkling diamond light. And as you breathe in this beautiful diamond light of purity, of clarity, breathe it into your heart space. Breathe it into all the cells of your body and all the chakras, all 12 of your chakras, your fifth dimensional chakras. And feel this light becoming a part of your aura as you're now surrounded in this beautiful, sparkling diamond light. And notice how your energy begins to almost as if somebody turned on an electrical current, and you're feeling as though you're vibrating at a very higher frequency of consciousness. And allow that to expand in all directions, and let it flow down into the earth. And let it flow into the trees and the land surrounding you, giving this energy back to the earth, the Great Mother. In exchange, receive her blessings to you. And we invoke Source, God, to overlight this sacred time for you. And we call in your angels, your ascension team of guides that radiate unconditional love to you at all times. And we ask them to clear the energy around you in your space. And we ask them to protect and completely enfold anyone that comes to your mind, and if your loved ones or friends or colleagues or any situation that concerns you, or any idea or goal that excites you. And we trust that this is all in capable hands, and that you will be given inspired information to assist and fulfill and heal. And so let us just tune in to this week for April 22nd through the 28th. And this week for 2019. And this week begins with Earth Day. And so it's appropriate to give back to the earth and to reflect on the things that the earth has given us and all the aspects of our lives, the material things in our lives, and how we can live in greater harmony and cooperation with the earth. And so they're showing me a cup. And today we're working with a new deck, the Mystic Monday Tarot. And I will put that information in the description box below. And so this cup sort of reminds me of the Ace of Cups. So in the sense that and they're showing it to me again. And I'm seeing sort of a third eye, sort of in the horizons, like as if it's the sun itself, but it's a third eye. And so this gives me a sense that there are some new opportunities coming up for you. And it's almost like a new beginning, or an emotional refresh is the sense I'm getting, like an emotional refresh. And I'm seeing the word fever. So it feels like something fresh and something exciting and hot. But not as in the sun hot, but hot. You know, it feels like an emotional refresh. The third eye, sort of being represented as the sun above this cup, is giving me a sense of like a gateway of intuition opening up for you, and sort of really illuminating and providing strength and resources, information that you need. So it feels like a week of opportunity, success, but it's like you're breaking free in a way, and you're just starting all over again. It's like a reset of your emotions. Something clicks with you all of a sudden, almost in an immediate way, and you are refocusing. You are this is about nurturing yourself and supporting yourself. Okay, so somehow all of a sudden you kind of feel like it's time to really focus on you. It's time to do you, to support you. And so you are maybe establishing or seeing the need to establish some boundaries that you don't normally set. So it's okay. Remember, this is sort of a refresh, a reset. And so you get to establish the terms. You get to sort of indicate what are your limits now. Maybe before there's something that's caused you to sort of to understand that you need to have limits, you need to have boundaries, and that you need to set them. And this may not be something that you are comfortable with ordinarily, but you are recognizing that you've spent too much time involved elsewhere, that your energy has been dispersed, and we're not looking at anyone to blame. And if you can do that, if you can really not look at anyone to blame, but just let this revelation be just the moment of clarity. So it's all about having this new moment of clarity, and the only difference is you didn't have it before. So you're not looking to, point fingers, that judgment we were working on in the beginning of that meditation. It's very important to just see this moment as a fresh start. And the fresh start is just that all of a sudden you just had a moment of clarity. It doesn't matter what were the causes for you not allowing yourself to be clear before. That's irrelevant. And if you go there and you start talking about that, you are going to eclipse this moment of clarity you're having, because the information that's being given to you in that clarity is giving you direction. It's giving you direction forward, not backwards. So if you want to spend time judging, blaming, talking about it to people like this, I'm doing this now because before blah, 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 blah. See, that's how we get in that trap. And your heart is opening up to you right now. The cup, they're showing me sort of a heart and the cup going back and forth. This cup represents your heart. So your heart chakra is getting a reset. And this is coming from the universe, which is sort of what that sun is representing as well in the third eye, is that this is energy coming from the source, coming from God, shining down upon you, and it's resetting your heart, and it's clearing the slate. And you say, but that can't be done. And I tell you, they say, yes, it can when they offer it. But if you go back and you talk about what was, then you make it what you say. You make that impossible. Then you are correct for echoing that it's not easy to do that. But if you would focus on the direction, the guidance, the enthusiasm, the excitement, the inspiration, and follow that stream, just follow that stream. It's like having, two different news feeds. You could either follow the past news feed and look at all the things you did wrong and go through that assessment and analysis, or you can look at where this stream is leading you, that this stream is leading you to on that journey that you've been waiting to have this clear moment to get on. and ride it all the way through. Not saying that it's going to be perfect, but that it's going to take you from where you've been and give you this opportunity to surprise yourself, to be open to these new conditions that are possible, that you could have only imagined. And this week I was thinking about imagination, and I'm not sure if I'm going to repeat the words that came to me in my thought, but the idea was that your imagination is a window into heaven. For heaven is where all the possibilities are being created, and from all that is being lived is expanding. So heaven is, and I'm talking about the spiritual ideal of heaven, is not a place that is in a state of rest, but it is a place that is in a constant state of expansion. And that expansion is based on that unconditional love and joy and peace and prosperity. So what we are even acknowledging right now, what we're discovering in the moment as I'm saying it, it is already becoming so much more than what I've already stated, or that I attempt to state every week. And so don't discredit your imagination. Use your imagination. Use that tool as a way to access the infinite possibilities available to you. And so that's why we don't have time to go back and blame, but only have time, especially when the door opens to us and resets our hearts, that we allow ourselves to follow this train of inspired ideas, and that we use our imagination to help us to access more, to fill in more of the gaps that we are missing. It's okay to imagine, and it's okay to follow the inspiration that comes out of this interaction between your heart, the inspiration of God, and your imagination, or your imagining of all of what this might mean for you. And you're going to get a clear, strong sense that you can't shake out of that interaction. And that is your higher self speaking through to you, giving you a bit of certainty to follow, to pursue. And I say a bit because we don't always know why we're being guided. But what we're really supposed to focus on is making our lives, making the journey easier. Because as we make the journey easier, as our guidance helps us to make the journey easier, it lifts the resistance. And when the resistance is lifted, automatically what is occurring for you is able to flow into your life. So it's why you don't really always need to understand as much as you need to participate in the practice that your guidance is helping you to get out of the way, to give up the resistance, and to allow the assistance, to allow the blessings and the rewards that your soul already, going back to a few weeks ago, because we know, as we said, the contrast is happening, your soul is observing, and it is sifting, and it is drawing out the best of those possibilities based on the signal you're offering and the deepest desire that you wish to fulfill. The universe already attracts all of that for you. You don't have to do that. All you really have to do is practice getting out of the way And that is to listen to your intuition, knowing that it's guiding you on a path of least resistance, meaning making things easier for you to not to surrender and let go of the resistance. So that automatically, because this attraction, this law of attraction is automatic. And when you're inspired to do something, they know you want to be a part of it, that you're the co-creator. And it's all based on what you truly want for the highest good, that is to fulfill a purpose of great love. So everybody's on board about this. Nobody's off board about this. But there are things that we do that we don't mean to, like worry, that puts the kink in the plan. And so we can still be on that path, but we just struggle while we're on it. Or we experience delays as a part of that struggle as well. I mean, the struggles are infinite in the ways that we can experience them. But it's all mainly because we're usually afraid of the change, the process that leads us there. So let go and be completely open to what's occurring on your behalf. All right, let's take a look at the card see which archangel is coming up. And it's Archangel Azrael. So it says, I am with you in your time of need, helping your heart to heal. So this is quite appropriate because I really was feeling like a lot of energy, resistance in the heart chakra. And what's happening is that this is the reset. This is the process of resetting for you. And so what they want you to know, first of all, is don't take things personally right now. Don't take these feelings personally, which means when you interact with the world or you engage the world, don't take that particular feeling personal. Don't project it, okay, onto whatever's going on. Because this feeling is really about a shift, and you're feeling the resistance to the shift that the universe, or the healing that the universe is activating for you. And so you may think to yourself, oh boy, I'm starting a new job, or I'm going to do this today, and I don't know if this doesn't feel like it's going to be a good day for me. That's not what's going on. You're healing, and the universe is helping you to get out of your way. So take this as a sign of comfort to you. And you can call upon Archangel Azrael and your angels to soothe your heart, to soothe your fears. And he has sort of an off-white light, sort of maybe when I say like a white gold light, and you can invoke this light and Archangel Azrael to come to you as a flame that is placed around you. And you just breathe that in right now into your energy centers, and especially into that place in your heart, and breathe it into any place where you're holding anxiety or stress in your body. And just fill it up. And just know that Archangel Azrael is going to remain with you and to work with you and to help you to find a sense of peace. And he was showing me a mushroom. So this is my symbol for abundance, okay? And so there is some wonderful opportunity coming to you. And remember, opportunities can be subtle or they can be extraordinary. So be open to all the facets of abundance. Just know that this is something that you deserve. And know that there is a way for this to occur for you. So just let it. Okay? Just let it. All right. So let's take a look at the card for, let's see what we have coming up for the beginning of the week. I'm just going to move this down just a little bit so we have a little bit more space. Interesting. I felt like I almost saw this card in the... All right. So this is the Eight of Cups. And this is a card usually about moving on emotionally. So you're letting something go, okay? Or you've had this clarity, this moment of clarity, where you recognize in the Seven of Cups that you were spinning on and feeling confused and conflicted emotionally about things. And this is something that we can get stuck in. You can just sort of get stuck in a rut, trying to make decisions, and you know what's in front of you, what is best for you, but you're just distracted by all these other things. And you claim usually that you don't know which one. And so you stand there when you know the one. You're just afraid of missing out on all the other options. And some of those other options are shiny and and they are something that you've wanted, but it's not something that you want now. It's interesting. I had this experience this week where I was talking to a friend, and this is why I love conversations, and because I always have this enlightened new thoughts come through. But one of the things that we were talking about is, looking at our lives from the past, and we often go back to that younger version of ourselves. And we're constantly looking through that younger version of ourselves' eyes, and we judge who we are now. Because that younger version had plans and dreams and wanted to accomplish this, and that. And what we don't realize is that that person at that point in that time in your life wanted those things based on what it had experienced and what it knew to be true then. And now you are who you are today because of all you've lived since that moment you made that decision. And in that moment, other things occurred. New experience you were exposed to. You witnessed new forms of opportunities and abundance. And your heart leapt at those new opportunities. And those things changed sometimes the direction of our lives. I'm seeing the word empowerment. And so there's a sense about this that I discovered, that we can't keep looking back to that person who we were then and keep looking for its approval. And maybe you're discovering something like this. And then to confirm this, I was watching, and I can't remember the program, but I was watching a TV program, and the exact same thing came up. It was just that incredible that the universe is confirming this. It's a huge aha moment for us and for me. So we have to, and maybe this is that refresh when you just, or the one you need to have, where you stop looking back at that person to be, I tell you what it was. It was on the Orville. And this week's episode, and the Kelly, the second chair to the captain, her double somehow came back from the past, and she was 7 years younger, and she told her at one point in the episode that she failed her. She was mad at her because to have two parts of you to exist in the same time. They were competing for the same things in a sense. And so, and she, out of anger, she said to her, you failed me. If looking at everything that you've accomplished, you failed me. And that was just exactly what I was having this conversation with my friend about. And at the same time, realizing that I have been struggling with that exact same thing. And it was just such a powerful thing. And many of you probably thinking the same thing as I'm saying this to you. So this is a moment of empowerment. I think this is what the abundance that's going to come through this week. And so you realize you're ready to move on. You're ready to let that go. And this looks like she's sitting on the edge of a swimming pool. And and what I like about this card is that path towards that horizon where the sun is, coming back to that sun again. And it's like, it's drawing you there, and you've been just sort of rejuvenated and ready to move on. Okay, let's take a look at the card for the middle of the week. All right, and so we have the Knight of Pentacles. So this night, and all nights are about being on a mission, doing some service work. So they're ready to get out there and to pursue whatever is their journey. And this Knight of Pentacles is one who likes to have a plan. Before he'll get involved into the work, he's going to map out everything. He's going to be the one that follows the rules, the structure. I always think of this as sort of similar to my brother. He reads every manual before he will do anything. So he's got that kind of patience. It could take him days, but he will not play with the thing. When we were growing up, he wouldn't play with his toys until he read the entire manual. I can't stand them, and I dive in. I screw up, but I keep diving in. And so, and he's looking at her. And so possibly this is sort of an indication that you're looking for a plan. You're looking for a course of action. And but it's time to move on. And for some of us who get stuck in things like this may just be the what you need to know right now. That to have this one clear thing in your mind, to not let this so I feel like it's double here. So it's like, don't let yourself get stuck here because you got to have a plan, like, because you obsess over it. But also trust that this is the plan as well. At least it's a step. And that's the only step that you need to take right now, is that you need to just stop beating yourself up. Give yourself a break. Let that younger version of you, let it go. Let them go. Don't let them continue to judge you, because they are hindering the plans that you have for yourself now. So be present where you are right now. You want to, you think the Pentacles think about being practical. Well, he would tell you to be practical is to stop doing that, to stop, judging yourself by who you were then and everything you wanted and what you thought your dreams were then. Now assess yourself on what your heart truly wants and move towards that. That is being practical, because you are in the present. You're not in the past. Okay? All right. And he would probably tell you to look at the hobbies, the things that are in your life, the work that you're doing now. And since this suit focuses on your career and work, like, projects, what are the things that you have in your life right now? Sorry, I turned the card over, but I started getting more information. Look at the things that you enjoy doing right now, because those are the things that he's telling you that you should be working on. Those are the things that you need to learn more about, if that's what you need, or to get out there and do more work in that. Give yourself more responsibility, meaning if you're sitting back and you're not doing a lot in that because you're worried about some goals you had in the past, sign up for things that put you in a position to do those things. All right, that you're doing now, that you've been focusing on for a while now, the things that you've been enjoying. Now, here we have, for the end of the week, the Four of Cups. And so this is interesting because this card is usually like somebody who's bored or who is not noticing the things that are right there in front of their face. And at the same time, some illustrators interpret this card as sort of a meditation, going in, grounding, balancing your chakras sort of idea. So we could look at those two interpretations and kind of put them together, actually. All right. So first of all, when you're stuck in the past, you're not present. So you need to call your energy and all of you back into the present. Call every aspect of your being back into the present. Ground yourself into your body. You can call on the earth dragons to anchor your frequency into the earth, into hollow earth. Just do that right now and feel your energy. Feel this energy sort of like I feel like a pressure over my head, and it's just sort of bringing me back in. And then, as you're focused on the present, let yourself embrace, not ignore, but embrace the things that you today, the person you've become, because of all you've lived. Let that person decide what's truly in your heart. Let that person decide. That's you, the person I'm speaking to right now, as we call you back into the present. So if you really want to be practical, if you really want to be grounded, if you really want to find the plan and you want to get out there and you want to start building success in your life, then this is what it requires to you to come back into the present, to own who you are, to own what your heart has, what your heart loves, and what it's drawn to its natural interest today. It doesn't matter what others expected of you. They only expect that of you because you and your side of yourself, you're the one holding yourself. You're the one judging yourself and holding yourself accountable to those dreams and goals in the past. And so unknowingly, people are holding you accountable to it because you are uncertain and consequently probably not appearing happy or fulfilled. And those who love you want that for you. But once you let go and you own who you are today, you will feel this relief. You'll feel this reset in the heart. And they will feel it energetically, and they will be with you 100% with whatever it is that you want to do. It's not them. This is why we don't want to judge you or anybody else. But we just want to be open to what is being given to us. All right, let's take a look at the card I pulled from the bottom, and it's the Lover's card, which is a great sign for this reading and all that we just said, because this is about, it looks like the two halves of you coming together and making one heart. So you're no longer split, but you found yourself. I mean, I think this is what, the Lover's card is about, that important decision. And it's also about that unity and harmony. And that can only really truly occur on this level, which is on the spiritual levels, that big spiritual lesson, when we stop splitting ourselves. This is the opposite of empowerment, which the angels are talking about to us today. They've given us that word. And you see how it's all coming together? I love this. Just love it. So it's about, and you see the path. And the path opens up. You're now, and you see how it's like two paths coming from those two mountains, but here they're converging together. And at this point, not going that forward, but at this point is when your heart comes together. So You may be in a situation where you've been trying to reconcile two different things. And what if, so what if the way that your heart chooses to express itself is to be engaged in both of these things? So what? Why do you have to decide if there's no decision being put before you? If things keep happening to you as opportunities, they feel good, why are you resisting them? So for me this year, it's like I'm seeing my spiritual work growing, as well as my, and I hate to separate call our spiritual work, because everything that we do that we love is spiritual. Everything that we love, because that's the kernel of love, of our spirituality is love. So anything we love. So I'm learning, constantly growing about my singing and this work, my spiritual healing work, things like this. It's constantly just unfolding. Neither one is stagnating. So why do I have to decide? Why not just continue to do what is inspired? That's the path of least resistance. Do what you're inspired to do. You can't help that you have certain interests and things that you're passionate about. You have to honor that. Okay? So I send you lots of love and angel blessings. And I thank you for joining us this week. If you're looking for an angel reading, you can contact me at theangelschool.com. The services page, which you can find that in the description link below. If you have not liked or shared, subscribed to this channel, please do that. You can find all those buttons right around there. And for those of you who share this information, thank you very much. And if you, you can also find me on Twitter, and that link is below. And for the daily card messages as well, my Facebook page link is below, where you can go to my Facebook page, where I do the daily card messages, Monday through Friday. All right, so have a great week, everyone, and God bless you.